Hello, boys and girls. My name is Mrs. Frizzy from Powerful You, a book that helps kids discover their power or their strength from the inside out. Now, most people in life have sadness. You either get sad because of a disappointment, you didn't get something you wanted, or change has happened in your life, or you've experienced a loss, either a loss of someone you've loved or something. Today's lesson, Lesson W, Wondrous Will, is going to help you through that strong feeling of sadness. Now, there's two things you don't ever want to do when you're sad. You don't want to run away from it, avoid it, and not feel it. And you also don't want to overindulge in it, which means you just don't want to stay in it forever and ever and become this sad person, because feelings pass over you. So before you get to hear Will's story, we are going to do some breathing and stretching, because you know that breathing helps you to calm down, and we want to practice that together. And the stretching gives you some energy and gives you a little movement throughout the day. So stand up beside your chair and let's breathe and stretch. Okay, I see that you guys are standing up beside your chair, but I need for you to come to the floor, and we are going to do some breathing and stretching on the floor. So if your hands get dirty, just make sure to wash them when we're finished, or wash them before you eat. So to begin, let's go to a tabletop position, which means your knees are under your hips and your hands are under your shoulders, so you're a table. And let's just take a couple breaths here. So breathe in, breathe out slow. Another deep breath in, and breathe out slower. Now roll your toes under. We are going to go, and I'm going to teach you two different poses from the book Breathe and Stretch on the Beach. And the first one is called volcano. Although we don't have volcanoes in Florida, but I'm sure if I went to Hawaii, there would be volcano there that we could see. So a volcano has a point. It's just an upside down V. So picture your body as an upside down V. Roll your toes under, lift your hips, and let your head hang just like this. So in volcano, stay there. Keep breathing. I want you to take one breath in and one breath out. One big breath in and one breath out. Now lift one leg, this is the hard part, and see if you can step that leg between your hands. Just step it between your hands. You might need to help it. And just come up, step it between your hands. This is tricky on the paddleboard. Okay, and then lift your fingers high. And move back so you can see me better. It's wobbly today, isn't it? All right, so stretch your fingers high. We call this coral pose. Coral pose in Florida. Now practice your breathing here. Breathe in and breathe out. In coral pose, you sparkle your fingers. Because coral is an animal, it lives under the water, and it can create, when they all live together, it creates a coral reef. So breathe here. One more breath in. Now your opposite hand from your front foot, I'd like for you to bring down and lift your other hand up and just twist here. Take a couple breaths, breathe in and breathe out. Now there's 4 things you can do when you're sad. Breathe in. And we're going to talk about those 4 things. Bring your hand back down. Come back up to coral pose. Stay here. Take a couple breaths. Now bring your hands down and lift your front foot and come back to volcano pose. Lift your hips. All right, lift your other leg high and see if you can step it through between your hands. And then come on up. I'm showing you on this paddleboard that you can do hard things in life. Now lift your fingers above your head and stretch in this coral pose. I want to go over you the 4 things. The first thing you want to do if you feel sad is to name it. I feel sad. The second thing you want to do is to notice where you feel sadness in your body. Is it heavy shoulders? Is it your heart? Is it your face? And then I want you to take time to breathe into that area. So let's breathe in. Breathe out. Imagine breathing into your shoulders. Breathe in deeper and breathe out. Now bring your opposite hand down from your front leg to the ground and lift your other hand up. Stay here and breathe. So you notice and you locate in your body where you feel sadness, and then you breathe. You name it, you locate it, you breathe, and the last thing you do is you let go of the need to make the feeling go away. There's no reason to make sadness go away. Just breathe into sadness and know it's okay to feel it. And bring your hand back down and come on down to your seat. Yeah. So we have been talking about sadness and knowing that it's very important to feel it and recognize it, name it, and never try to avoid it. You want to feel it in your body and breathe into that area. And I have known kids that have actually, when they've been so sad, they just had one, they allowed themselves to be sad for the day and just allowed it to happen instead of resisting it and fighting sadness. Because life is like a pickle. Sometimes it's sweet and sometimes it's sour. It's also like a coral reef. If you were to look in the water and look at the coral, you were in a tropical water and you looked over your paddleboard and you could see coral around you, it would almost look like an underground mountain. And that reminds us, the coral reef reminds us that life has its ups and downs. It's never, ever perfect. It's not happy all the time. There's sadness all around us. And so instead of running from it, I want you to feel it in your body. So listen to Will's story and do some journaling questions. And remember, there is sweetness in sadness. It does teach us a lot of things about ourselves, and it teaches us to be nicer to other people when they feel sad. Have a remarkable day, boys and girls. The choice is 100% yours, even if you're sad.